Um, and I'm not gonna post this anywhere except for like my private group, which I have with my associates. But just to like to, so if you guys have questions, let me know. Generally our format is pretty loose. When we have our Zooms, you guys see me talk about all the time. We're very loose. I mean, Sean can tell you that. We've had some we have some great discussions. People are we're relaxed, we're chill. We're not a group that, so tonight I'm just really going to introduce what we're doing, what Reindeer is, how it can help you answer your questions. So I've been in the business to kind of give you guys, and here's another one of our key people, actually just off of getting repaid on our first EMB loan, which is great. So we'll talk about that a little bit. I did not invite a lot of the people from our group here because it's like we meet twice a week. So to let you guys know, our group has been around. My group's been around for 4 years, and that became the associates group about a year and a half ago. We changed the name, and it's part of what they call Reindeer. The reason I call Reindeer is it's real estate investors networking, disposition, education, empowerment, and resources. So when I was coming up with the name, I was looking for, hey, what do we do? It has everything we do. So it's a funny little name. And people remember that when I first was talking about it, I was using an actual like a reindeer, one of Santa's reindeer. And instead of like on Don or on Dash or on Don, all that stuff, I was using on income, on cash flow, on assets and wealth. So it just was kind of a catchy name. So what I'm doing with Reindeer and what we're doing, it's really built to be a one-stop shop for everything that you need. And it'll be a constant evolution because not everything will be there at one time. We're going to be adding stuff. I'm going to be adding resources, going to family office conferences, going to private equity, hedge fund conferences, the National Private Lenders Association conferences. So we pick up a lot of resources, and that's where I'm going to be working on getting a lot more funding. We currently have 6 EMD gap lending groups. These are groups of people that have a transaction coordinator that can help you get your financing for your EMD and your gap and your transaction funding. And then we have a variety of people like Life Changing Lending, who's got a lot of lenders and they've got a lot of they got a lot of lending capacity. We have a lot of other people that lend money in the group. And then we have a lot of people that can help you guys acquire. They're not really like wholesaler, so to speak. They're people that actually acquire really good properties and they're in the group. So you get to know everybody in the group. If you decide you want to come on a reindeer, you get into the same group that the associates are in. The big difference is the associates have been around for a while and they're going to be getting revenue share for subscribers to reindeer. I'm going to talk about what the people coming into reindeer now are a little different. That you'll have if you come in now, you won't be you have 2 options. You'll have an option and become a subscriber where you can just do $99 a month, or you can actually upgrade for $299. So I'm going to be upfront right now and tell you what the money is, and then I'm going to go into all the benefits. And I'm going to introduce a few people. Like I said, we got a few people in here that are experienced with the group. Um, that have known me for a while and stuff. And my one of my business partners just also came on. So
Oh yeah, 5 minutes after I pushed the button.
I know. Let me finish that real quick. So in the reindeer, the associates all paid $399. There's 125 of them. So that's a good thing. They're going to be they're going to be getting revenue share from the subscribers. So reindeer, the people in the reindeer group is basically it's $100 buy-in for 6. It basically gets everybody through December 31st, and then by December 31st, once we have subscriptions up, I'm going to tell you what the platform we're going to use in a second. But once the subscribers are up, then you can become just a subscriber at $99 a month. Quit anytime, cancel anytime, hit pause, just like Hulu. Like last night, I have Hulu. Nothing's really good on for. I basically hit pause for 60 days. So I'm not going to get billed. I can't go watch anything on Hulu, but I'm also not going to get billed that I lose my subscription and I don't lose, I don't go lose all the stuff I've downloaded, movies and TV shows and all that. Because that would suck. You get all those shows you paid for and stuff, and then you pause and you lose them all. So everything here is a sign that once you come into the group, you keep everything. You can subscribe or you can upgrade to lifetime access for $299, which basically matches what the associates paid for $399. The only thing is you won't get revenue share. The associates will get out of subscribers. The associates are going to have a pool of $30 per month per prescription. So the goal is to have 10,000 monthly subscribers by 2030, January 1st. That would put $300,000 a month into the pocket bank accounts of 125 people. So now I'm going to get off kind of that subject and go into why you want to be here. I know let a few people answer. I can introduce a few people. So having a group like this that's going to have this many people coming in is a huge advantage. Everybody's here hit me up for loans. A lot of people hit me up for money for all the time. I mean, every day. And everybody that's in my group now can attest that I joke on our Zooms about the inbox, what my inbox looks like every morning. And so what I do is I make sure that everybody gets to eat. I make sure everybody posts in our group what their deal is, and I direct traffic, meaning somebody posts in the group and they're looking for EMD and Gap. I'm going to direct them to our EMD and Gap people. Like, we have a transaction coordinator who is a Federal Reserve banker. We have two new Gap coordinators who have their own funds, plus they have funds for other people. One of our new Gap EMD and Gap lenders joined less than 2 weeks ago. He's already got 4 deals signed up. Michael's actually got 3 with him. So he can attest to that. So we've got some really strong EMD and Gap lenders that can look right at your deal right away. You don't have to go in there and search for people. And like I said, I'm going to send this out to a few people. They won't get the free gift. You only get the free gift if you're new, because all the associates already have access to 150 downloads. So they already have this. But Sheena and Bill, I'll make sure, I'll email you tomorrow. I'm going to show you guys a couple things tonight, 1 or 2 things. Sean and Ginger already have them. Kevin owns them. Michael's got access to them, but making sure you guys get, a couple of things that we normally have for our downloads. It kind of shows you. I'm going to show you a couple of them tonight. I'm not going to show you like everything because it's 150 downloads, but I've got a cost of capital calculator. And these guys can tell you I've got like all kinds of, calculators, analyzers, Excel spreadsheets, documents. You guys, I mean, you need it. I probably got it. If I don't need it, we'll find a way to get it. So it's a one-stop shop, and everybody's friendly. It's like a family. We all celebrate success. Everybody's doing something different. I mean, guys, and here's actually one of our other Gap, EMG and Gap lenders is coming on right now. So I can introduce Jackson to you guys. So this is it's a phenomenal opportunity because as we bring these people on, you're the benefit of having, hundreds, if not thousands of people join us as subscribers over the next 5 years. That's a lot of people you can do deals with. If you have properties to dispose, if somebody's a wholesaler, now you've got almost like a family. You don't have to sit there and all these groups of 20,000 people. This all happened organically. Kevin is on right now. He's one of my business partners. We've been business partners for now 4 years, along with Jesse Page. And we put together this, we were doing a capital raise a couple of years ago. To do a building in Denver called Blue Sky. Blue Sky was going to be a 112-story luxury high rise. You guys have seen the Miami Porsche Design Tower. It was going to be like that. It was going to have a car elevator to take your Ferrari to your penthouse. Your penthouse was going to have a garage. That got crushed because of COVID, obviously. We weren't able to go through with that. We were building what they call Private Money University at the time. And that kind of we kind of put that on the wayside because we got into August, September. So long story short, this Reindeer group came out of Private Money University. Instead of what we were doing then, we put this together now out of this group. This happened organically. And I can tell you there's people in the group, probably, I don't know, a couple on now. I think, Sean, you came in right before that transition. Ginger, you may have as well. Right before we got Gwen on, who coordinates our EMD and Gap, our first person. Kevin recruited her, knows her from the Federal Reserve branch in Kansas City where Kevin lives. So we started able to do EMD and Gap funding within our group, which is awesome. So people don't have to, you guys are in these groups of 10,000 people, 5,000 people. And how many people do you say, hey, I need an EMD Gap funder?
You
I
okay,
can tell you,
Wayne?
I can tell you, yeah. So I can tell you guys kind of what their experience has been. Ginger she's on right now. She just got repaid. She made her first EMD loan through Gwen, just got repaid. That was awesome. She was all happy when she came and told me, yeah, I got repaid. It was a small deal. It wasn't a big, but it's a big deal, to have your first deal go through. And it was a small ROI and a small loan that, it's
Hey, they build up,
Yeah. So now she's in Gwen's rotation. Jackson's on now. He just signed on. I'll have him say hi to you guys now. A lot of people thanked me when he came on board because they knew his background. He's got a lot of people that, he can fund a lot of deals for you guys. Sean, right here is driving usually. Sean's awesome. He's been on probably what 50 Zooms now. We have a couple of people that have 75 or 80. And one of the best things that Sean does is he partnered with one of our new people who joined in April, and she's already got three flips under. She's working on her third, and she's got three rental properties. We have two gentlemen in our group named one's Cameron, one's Willie. Cameron's been in our group since for 4 years. A young guy just out of college. He put a program together called the Midwest Monster Program. I don't know a lot of Sean's actually done some a little bit further discussion with him, but Pippa has her third rental property. 12 people in our group are signed up with them. It's a 100% play. You guys always hear about 100% financing. Cameron's got the investors to help people get single family rentals. There's only 8 states like Michigan, Minnesota, Ohio, the Carolinas, a couple other states, but he helps people get single family rental properties, and it's 100% financing. It's a great deal. So they help you get the acquisition, the down payment assistance, some of the rehab if it's needed. They also give you cash and close, and they get repaid off of two. They do two refis in the process over 5 years, but you own the properties free and clear. So, like I said, Pippa's on her getting her third rental property. We have another lady, Jody, who joined about a month and a half ago. She's in the program. She's getting her first. We got 12 people in our group out of 142 that are in that program. It's voluntary. You have to have a 700 FICO score, and you have to be, if you're in, we got two people in Washington State. So if you guys, like I said, Michael's known me the longest out of everybody, other than, Kevin's my business partner, but 7 years I started as a private money broker. A lot of like you guys, I was going to seminars and webinars, like everybody, the hotel conference rooms. I got frustrated. Nobody could tell me where the money came from. You guys see me post all the time, and it's like people ask me, hey, you're the most personable person out there. You're actually doing the work. At some point, probably in January, February, I'm gonna have to start going to sponsored ads, but I'm still gonna stay active with everybody, with you guys, and with the associates group, the Reindeer group. Like I said, everybody that joins in Reindeer now become the whole thing is Reindeer is going to swallow up the whole program. The associates, they still have their advantage because they'll have revenue share. Yeah, and that's something that's kind of the incentive. It's also kind of softens it. Hey, these people are joining for $100 down. The reason is I call it a build and beta. So while we're building it, we launch it. We're going to be, you guys, people can come in and watch it be built, have input. It's a full featured thing. So you get to work with, you get to talk to Michael. He can help you maybe find some properties. If you need EMD or GAP, you got Jackson, you got Gwen, you got a couple of EMD GAP people that can help you with financing. If you need some advice or somebody needs you got Sean, you got Willie, we got people, we got Ari. Ari does EMD and GAP. He's also been in our group for four
Hey
years.
everybody.
Yeah. So, buddy, yeah. Hey, Jackson, what's up?
Just wanted to say, hey, I haven't been able to get on any of the other Zooms so far, so this is my first one. Ari, I think we've interacted before. Michael, I
Yeah.
know we have. So it's good to see y'all.
Yeah. And so, yeah, this is just really an AMA intro to some new people that are interested. I'm getting a lot of people in my groups, my EMD and GAP group and all that stuff. And what I'm trying to do is also make sure that our EMD and GAP people that are in our Reindeer group get to actually talk to people in those other groups first, because we know these guys can deliver. They can close. Everybody's on the Zooms Mondays and Thursdays. Everybody can test. I do a round robin. I go around and say, hey, what's going on? I make sure new people are introduced first. We are international. We've got it. We've got somebody in Pakistan. I got somebody in Australia who's been with us for 4 years. United Kingdom, Canada, and Belgium. So we've got 5 people. And our guy in Belgium actually does deals in Texas. He just lives in Belgium. Our lady in Australia, Helena, brokers. Kevin and I helped her get a LLC in Wyoming. She's never been to the United States, but she's got her business based in Wyoming, and she brokers loans. So we've got a good William Bill in London. The best part about Bill is he does things. He does all his deals in the United States as well. Jennifer's out of Canada. She does all her deals in Myrtle Beach and Hilton Head. It's also good because Canada, there's a lot of good deals, but you can't do any deals unless you're a Canadian citizen. So you can partner with her. So I really want to do a quick introduction. So what we're going to be doing in Reindeer, you also, when you come into Reindeer, or you get a free complimentary premium account at agentsgather.com. So it's agentsgather.com. And my friend Danny, who's from my hometown, my realtor owns it. I'll put the link in there. You get it, and you can do a lot with it. You can blog, you can and you can trade with Danny right now while he has time. He'll do it for free as part of being in our group. 'Cause like I said, my bank and one of the one of my drinking holes is right behind his office building you see on his website. So he's in my hometown. He also coaches football and his sons play football and I help the football. I'm the alumni president for the football team. So we kind of do a lot of stuff together. So Danny will give you a free account and he can help you get hashtags and put your business, your investing on the yeah, Bill, we can definitely hook up with you tomorrow. I'll also send you the gift because that's kind of anybody that attends at least comes on will get
Yeah,
the
I'm
gift.
sorry. I gotta run. I totally forgot about something, so I'm late already.
Yeah, I can get with you on a one-on-one. I
Okay,
appreciate
awesome. That'll be great.
if you
Thank
want
you.
to hit me up or something or hit me back on the email that I
Okay,
sent you with the gift and you can tell me when you're good.
cool. Thanks.
So yeah, so to answer your question, Sheena, you're the only, I guess, a new person. Um, we can do a lot of stuff for people in this group. We have a lot of capability capacity. We have lenders in place. Like I said, they can help you in being gap. They can help you with your flip, doing your flip. With this Agents Gather, we're going to be using LearnDash, which is like Learn and Dashboard. And we're going to be, I'm already got the syllabuses done. I will be loading 100 learning modules that I'm making myself 5 to 7 minutes in length starting in August. This is basically like the 101 level of college courses, basically some 5 to 7 minute introductions. We're going to be recruiting, selecting, and screening people who we call guides to come on here and basically be like teachers. They're not going to be like mentors or gurus. They're going to be on here putting real information. Everybody knows me that knows that I am very much anti-guru. I want people to come in and for $99, you could come in and you can get whatever you need. If you don't like it, you can quit and you can just cancel. You don't have to worry about, hey, I spent 2,500 bucks or 1,500. Good luck getting a refund from the guru because no gurus give their money back. That's a great thing. So, Sheena, do you have a question real quick? I mean, I saw your hand up, making sure. Let me give you unmuted. I saw your hand.
Yes, I do, but it's based on some comments that you've made already, and I was just looking for some clarification.
Okay.
I've heard you mention residential single-family homes and the rental properties for those. Does this program allow for commercial? And when I say commercial, that's 5 or more units.
I I know they were talking about it. Um, let's see. Sean, have you heard Cameron and Willie say anything about like doing more than single? Because I haven't. I know that
They actually focus on the single family residential. They just recently did a duplex, and that was an accomplishment for them. So I don't think that they're opposed to commercial or 5 or more. I just don't know that they're set up for that. And I think it really has a lot more to do with, Cameron sources all of the properties and all of the deals himself. So I don't know that whatever his his system of sourcing, I don't know that he's looking at anything that's more than duplexes at this point. I think that 2 units, 2 doors is the most he's done. It's worth asking him. He's really open to when somebody goes to him and talks to him.
Yeah, I can set you up with Willie too. Willie's mostly doing his frontman stuff. Willie joined our group and he connected with Cameron and became kind of his frontman because, like Sean said, Cameron's really good at sourcing the properties. He basically does all the deal analysis, structure. He has the investors. I mean, he's the one to put it together. He's a young kid. I mean, Kevin and I got him. I think he was just out of college. Man, he was like I don't know if he was 25 yet when he joined us 4 years ago.
Well, the
So
other thing about this is depending upon what you're trying to pull together, and again, this gets back to having experienced people online here. You may be able to do a private fundraise. There are situations where there might be several hundred single family homes in one portfolio that you're trying to get a hold of. Depends on your situation, but oftentimes, there'll be a private source that might be able to get in on that. Also, there'll be some syndication opportunities where you can get people to come in with you. So there's no barrier to it. It just depends on your situation and how you write everything up.
Yeah, so let me finish that too. We have lenders that actually will do those though. It doesn't just mean on Willie and Cameron, and we have a lot of lenders. We have life changing lending. They do a lot of stuff. They do DSCRs. They do 100% financing, but they don't like advertise it. They'll like people can apply through them for their regular, and then they like to come back and tell people, hey, we can get you 95% or we can get you 100%. They do a lot of stuff. They've got a lot of capacity, but we've also got Paul Vincent, who's a real estate attorney, syndication securities attorney. He does Psychic Capital. He does EMD and Gap. I know Jackson's got some resources. I know we got a lot of resources, guys. We have people, so we can. I mean, literally in our group, you'll be able to find it. I mean, literally, you get a lot of help. You get a lot of, you get a lot of the calculators and the analyzers and stuff, which helps you. You want to take the time. Everything that I give you is easy to learn and understand. And in August, Ari is going to be, who's been with us for 4 years. Ari's in the CCIM program, and forgive me, I don't remember exactly what CCIM is, but stands for. But it's a very extensive program that takes a couple of years to complete. You got to do projects and stuff.
It's a
And
commercial
yeah, yeah,
certification, and you also have the CCIM teachers as well, or that
yeah.
teaches the courses. So I know who they are.
Yeah,
Now,
Ari's he's about a third of the way through. So in August, he's going to be doing about 4 hours from some of the just on some of the stuff that's applying to what people in our level are doing. And we're not saying that people can't do more, but a lot of the guys doing that are obviously doing some major commercial real estate, not necessarily residential or even multifamily at our level. So we're getting there. Like I said, Kevin and I were working on a 112-story building just 4 or 5 years ago with another partners of ours, but that was COVID kind of wrecked that. But yeah, I mean, we have a lot of resources for you, Sheen, and people can. I mean, everybody that's in here can kind of attest to that. Let me get to Michael's question real quick, and then I'll even come back to you. We do that often. What's up, dude? What's up? Are you? Let me try you. I'm muted.
How's everybody doing?
Good, man.
Yeah, just really looking forward to this. And yeah, I've known Nate for about 7 years, 8 years, and glad to be part of this wonderful family. And we are a family, like Nate said. We can handle any forms of funding and just different things. And we're constantly adding stuff for you guys and working together. So if I could be of any help, I'm here too. Walk a property in Florida or get on an airplane and go look at one. It doesn't matter. So whatever you guys need, there's no dumb question in this business unless you ain't never gonna know unless you ask. So um, any way we can help, Jeannie and I are here. You guys want to take down my number real quick? 941-786-6199. And we're getting ready to launch another program with it. And I've been talking to Nate about it, so I can fill you guys in on that later in the call.
Yeah, he's got a couple things working that we've been talking about, which will help a lot of people. It's just reaching in the kind of that mid range kind of fun financing. We'll talk more about that later because I want to make sure we cover everything in our groups first. I know everybody else is kind of in here. So like I said, Reindeer is going to be all encompassing. You'll be able to do almost anything. Um, and get funding, I mean, quicker. We have people that can actually help you. I tell people don't come to us as like, hey, it's a Monday and your other lenders fell through and your closing's on Friday. It's probably not going to happen. I mean, I had a few people hit me up on Christmas Eve when I was at my parents' house, like their closing's on Friday, and they're like, their lenders disappeared, and it's like, I'm not going to get you funded. Tomorrow's Christmas, the next day is a day after. I doubt people are working this week. It's just like everybody tells you, everybody has to work, in this business 365. But reality is people at lenders and people at title companies don't work on this like we do. So like I said, we put this program together. We had 142 people in it, 125 associates. The goal is 10,000 monthly subscribers, and we'll reach that goal. There's a lot of people that are going to come on once the learning modules are up. And so we call it the build and beta. It gives you an opportunity to evaluate between now and December 31st. If you decide, hey, I really like it, you can just upgrade for the $299 difference. That's what the associates paid, and they got their revenue share. But you'll be able to do that, and then you have a lifetime. And then plus you've got Agents Gather, which everybody here can tell you. I'll have Kevin talk about Agents Gather in a minute because he can, since he knows Danny personally, with me as well. So we can with Agents Gather, you'll actually be able to get like almost SEO and optimization, like almost complimentary if you're in now. These people that are going to be coming on in a year from now, 2 years from now, they're going to get access to it, but they're not going to get the kind of help that Danny has the time to do it now because he's a startup too, but he's got a ton. Normally, an Agents Gather premium account will cost about $14.95 a month, and it was designed for realtors and stuff. We are running the real estate investing site on it pretty much. I mean, because it's like we have more people on there than anything. And we have Gwen has written a lot of articles. I've been writing a lot of blog articles. He has an MLS that he's developed. He's a realtor. And he's very good. And in my community, they average, I mean, literally $900,000 buys you crap in my town. And it's like almost like we were joking the other day about Jackson Hole because one of our guys is in Wyoming. And I can tell you what, $900,000 in my town doesn't buy you a whole lot anymore. It used to. So Danny has to create he's a one-man brokerage. So he has to compete with the Coldwell Bankers and the Remaxes that have, maybe a dozen agents in their brokerage in my town. So it's a lot of competition. He does very well. And so he started Agents Gather. It's going to be awesome. Think about Bigger Pockets meets Facebook or something, and it's very well organized. And then you basically have our group there, which you'd be a member of, and you have access to all the lenders that other people don't. And you not only that, you know them personally because you're on the Zooms with them. You see people, everybody that's here that's already in the group could tell you. People know each, they may not, you may not be doing something yet, or you may not be ready to do multifamily, but it may exponentially increase, decrease that time difference or that learning to cut down that learning curve for you to jump ahead to something that you may have thought is maybe a year or 2 years away. And we're trying to create this income and cash flow development, by loaning money for EMD, loaning $2,000 or $3,000 or $5,000. And then you make your ROI. Gwen has a whole program for that. She walks you through it. She runs it. She vets everything. Literally, she's not going to set you up to fail. It's awesome. She's moved billions of dollars for the Federal Reserve Bank. So it's a phenomenal program. So let me bring on Kevin real quick. I'll kind of give you guys his background real quick, and then I'll bring him up. And Kevin, I'll ask you to talk about Agents Gather. So Danny's not. So you're going to be Danny tonight.
Really?
Yeah, you're going to be Danny. You just need the hair and.
He is currently trying to break down this thing with the lawsuit here that was 2 miles down the road from me, reverberating throughout the entire real estate industry regarding brokers and sellers fees.
Yeah.
He seems to be the guy that knows where all that's going, so he's basically getting with everybody up there trying to, work all the details out because it actually goes into force here, I think, at the 1st of August or somewhere in that neck of the woods. Anyway, in essence, this is an informative tool that is designed for primarily real estate agents with our side of things in mind that wasn't available to anybody. And he has it in such a way that's almost an AI setup. The more that you participate and put into it, the more you get out of it, is what it gets down to. And in a way, it's kind of like what we're doing here, but it's going to have a much broader scope. So if you were to put Agents Gather together with REINDEER, you basically have an all-encompassing program that's no longer tied or reliant on Facebook or any other social media site that should carry its own weight. And all this is going to be controlled within, and we really don't have to worry so much about what's going to happen with that, with the rest of it. It's going to give everybody tools, where people will not really have any limitations as far as where they want to go or what they want to learn about, so long as they apply themselves. That's that little check mark on everybody's grade card when I was growing up. Does he apply himself? Yes or no, right? Everybody that's in this checks yes, because everybody that's here and stays here is in this. Well, what does that mean? That means everybody, if you haven't gotten in touch with him, you need to get in touch with him. And again, he is, in my opinion, the premier agent. He owns the evergreen Jefferson County market. Not much goes on there that he doesn't know about or has influence one party or another on it. And he's a laid back dude. Also, if you're interested in anything South Florida, he happens to have a presence down there as well. I'm a little skittish because of all the hurricanes that go through there, but I'll stick with my mountain stuff. Anyway, the whole point is it's a useful trick, it's a useful tool, and you can coordinate everything that you have on it. You can use it as a blog, so to speak, if you wanted to. It's not unlike Reindeer. They kind of go together hand in hand. So other agents in other markets have access to it. This isn't going to be just for us. And that's going to allow whatever you're doing to be exposed to what they're doing as well. So it's a good back door, front door, side door, management tool, all the different things, all the above. And then you've got the premier guy up there in one of the premier markets in the United States running it. He goes all the way back to the invention of Google. So he knows how all these search engines work. He knows how to optimize it and keep it up to date, keep it on the cutting edge. The key to this is being on a cutting edge. He who gets there first usually wins. Well, that's what this is all about. Be prepared, be knowledgeable, have resources, and be first. And that pretty much covers everything that we're about. It's a long road to get here. This actually didn't start 4 or 5 years ago. This started in 2010. I'm one of the founding fathers of the private money industry, as is Gwen. We were at the meeting when it actually occurred at the Federal Reserve here in Kansas City. The SEC 506C, Form D, all the other regulations that are out here now were not around back then. And Obama had sent word to everybody to get together with a powwow and come up with a way to make things work. So the 2008 thing didn't happen again. And there were ways to be able to absorb things if something like that again were to occur. So they came up with all these fancy little things that we're all taking advantage of now, and everybody seems to think it's been here forever. It just shows you how much money is made for it. So there are people in other forms that were also founding members of the industry. We're talking about the MPLA and the guys that put that together, National Private Lenders Association, Kogo Capital. Lee is one of the guys that started working with the 506A program and was able to come up with a way of making things work there. So he was kind of going neck and neck with us at CSHI back in the day. So met him in 2015. Had to get certified in his program. He wouldn't have it any other way, even though I knew what I was talking about. He knew I knew what I was talking about. He just wanted to have me on board. So all this has come to the point where it's Reindeer and it's Agents Gather. And we're all about keeping it as simple as possible. And that's what this is all working in and getting into. The other thing is it's cutting edge. Nobody else is going to have it. So when the gators all fall off and everybody else falls on the wayside, we'll be the last one standing. And we'll all be a part of it. Every one of us will have access to it. We'll all know how to make it work. And we could all spread the word and make money along the way. That's basically it in a nutshell.
Guys, and here's a
Michael, nice to see you finally.
I know.
I've been hearing about this guy for 5 years. Well, Michael, we used to do all these different things over here. We were,
No,
I'm a
no.
Stevenson, by the way. Okay. So
Yeah, you guys, if you guys want to know, you guys know Kevin's background. His uncle Chuck started basically one of the grandfathers of the automotive industry and worked with General Motors and Chevrolet and opened the first auto mall in Colorado. I drive by it every day. So Stevenson, Chevrolet, Toyota, Jaguar, Lexus, Subaru, all that. And they also have Denver West Office Park. They sold all the Denver West Office Park, the National Renewable Energy Laboratory, which is like White House level security getting into. You don't want to go through the gate accidentally there. And then also Denver West Village, the land called Mills Mall. So Kevin's family has all that. So this is background. They just sold out their entire empire. So
they still have the mall, and they still, as far as I know, have the NCAR. And Greg is big in that thing.
Yeah, Greg, his cousin is like a one-man HOA for all the commercial real estate in Golden, Colorado.
And when you get down the end of the line, this gets back to family experience in the industries. So it's automotive, but it's also business and real estate is where, my family basically comes from. So And none of us were really real estate brokers or didn't have any licenses. It's all privately stuff, all privately done behind the scenes, which is pretty interesting, pretty fascinating. So
I bought
we
a
all
car.
have our
I bought a
backgrounds, but
car. I bought a car from them back in the '90s, by the way. I'm actually looking at buying a new car, and I might be buying
yeah,
from.
but when you're
But
visiting town,
they sold the dealerships but kept the land. But anyway,
yeah,
yeah,
it's nothing. It's just whenever you get to town and they loan you a vehicle and it's a '68 Camaro full boss, that you really have to kind of go, wow.
all right, cool. Well, Sheena, let's see what we can do to help you tonight because we got to come. And we got Ginger on. She's done an EMD loan. She's been in a lot of Zooms with us. I got Sean. I got Michael. I got Kevin. What exactly? I mean, because I know we talked a few times on in the groups that I met you in. Um, what exactly
My
what are you needing help with tonight or this week? Maybe we can jump on and help you.
Gotcha. Don't need help with anything at the moment. I'm just trying to better understand your program and how it can benefit me. So I do, anytime I'm writing deals, it's mostly for multifamily properties of 5 units or more, is how
Yep.
that goes. So what I would be looking for assistance with or partnering, like I said, I'm learning your program, is say, for example, EMD. So if the seller came back and said, oh, we want 1% of the asking price, or they just want $10,000, just to show when you submit your letter of intent and everything. Then I would come back to you all, whether it's residential or commercial, mine in the sense of being commercial, and seeing who can provide me EMD for that 30 days or whatever it is it takes to get to closing,
We got that.
versus you all may not do the financing of the commercial. So I might have to go out to another source to find financing
We,
and or partners or syndications, since that appears not to
Yeah,
be, the
syndications is
core.
not something. It's only like we have some resources for that. I do have a securities and syndication attorney that's in our group. We don't have like what I've tried to find because Kevin and I are doing this when we were trying to do our own project with our other partners that we were working with before. Is that we don't have a lot of people that are like I was looking to try to get a whole bunch of accredited investors. They're just hard because you got to verify them. Where the reason I am not, eventually I may pursue that again. Where I didn't want to pursue that to begin with was that I didn't want to be responsible because it's really hard to verify that they have to send their qualifications in that they got this much net worth and all that to introduce those kind of people. Everything else for you, we got it. We may be able to actually, our lenders that are in the group now may still be able to help you. They should be able to help you. And the EMD and the gap is not an issue. I mean, I can tell you, everybody here, Sean has experienced it. Ginger's made her first loan, got repaid. Michael's doing some really good deals. We got a lady named MJ, which Michael works with a lot in our group, who's phenomenal. So we do have those resources. Glenn's got those resources. Jackson was just there. He's got resources like that. We got like 6 different people that are coordinating EMD and GAP. So unlike most groups where you're in there searching, you basically put what I tell people to do is post in the group, then tag me, put at Nate Marshall when you put the post, what you're looking for, what you got, and a little bit of details. And our group, and these people can attest, our group's awesome. You don't have to worry about people trying to steal your deals or chat, daisy chain them or whatever. People are very, I mean, everybody gets to know each other. It's hard to go screw somebody when you're on a Zoom talking to them a couple of times a week, and not everybody shows up.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so we got the resources for that. It's just, and so people do. We got a lot of people. We got about 4 different types of people that do the groups. The two we don't see a whole lot of are people that came in just to get access to the documents, the downloads. Because we got LOI forms. You can download those. You can use find and replace, make them in your own. We got analyzers, calculators. I'm gonna show some analyzers and calculators tomorrow night. I showed it again because Ari is gonna do like I said, he's gonna do some of the 4 hours of the CCIM stuff, some of the basic parts of the CCIM in a
Now,
classroom setting. Yeah.
my other question is, just wanting some more clarification on it. So you're paying for, I'll say for right now anyway, $100 until December, and then come January, you either do the subscription and or you pay,
Like
the lifetime membership. But here is my question with that. Given that money, whether it's subscription or whether it's a lifetime membership, I don't want to necessarily say, are you guaranteed the money? But what I'm asking is, if you come to, if you come with a project, a property, you know, is it, hey, I just paid this money and I still can't get you all to provide me EMD? Does that make sense?
Well, no, it's
Hopefully
about,
I'm trying to
it's
explain that
about,
a
no,
little
it's a valid
better.
question. So let me ask you. So, like I said, what I can't guarantee is that I don't know the deals that people bring, and I let people make the decisions. I don't lend the money. People ask me all the time, can you put this money together? I'm not a lender in the group, so I don't make that decision. What I can tell you, and these guys, people in here right now can attest, that you will, if you, with Gwen, if you follow her directions, and she has a form, she has a document, you send it in, you get to EMD is a lot different than the GAP. GAP's where it really gets scrutinized. And Gwen can probably, I mean, Ginger could probably tell you her experience as a lender with Gwen. So she can kind of maybe in a second, let me finish answering this question and I'll have her kind of, maybe she can give you an idea how thorough Gwen is. Because she loaned money through Gwen, got repaid. Um, Gwen will actually make sure that the deal is structured right. She has some requirements. All these people do. But if you follow through and you do you tell them what the deal is, you tell them the purchase and sale agreement, all that, you're going to get funded. It's just if you follow the directions, then it's a good deal. Where we make sure that people have good, you got to have your numbers, and it's got to be we've talked a lot about a lot of people. There's more problems with people outside of our group coming to Gwen than there are with we had some glitches to work out. People weren't following through. People were because people are burned out on Gator stuff. The Gators are very aggressive, and I can tell you a lot of our lenders are loaning for less than what the Gators are, which is great. I try to kind of vaguely say it. You guys will see, some people will see me kind of go that direction, and they know I'm about to go off on the Gators, and I try to avoid that. But I will tell you, Sheena, that I believe honestly, if you come into the group, you're going to have more opportunity because to get your deals funded, because you actually get to know everybody. You get to see them in the Zooms. You can talk about them, and we encourage. You start talking about your deal, you're pursuing it. You're gonna have Casey on from Life Changing, or Addison on, who's a DSCR guru. She's probably one of the best DSCR people in the business. They come on, they're very friendly. They want to work with you before you have it under contract, because they want to be the lender for you on all your deals, and all of our lenders feel that way. And so, unlike these other groups where you don't get to know anybody, you're like applying blind. So let me bring in Ginger on real quick. Do you want to really quick tell Sheena about your experience working with Glenn?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I actually did 3 with her, but 2 of them fell through because the house didn't pass inspection and the zoning or something like that. So the first 2 I did, I just got my money back, after and it goes straight to the title company. It doesn't go to them, so your money's safe there. And she's real good with the contracts and making sure that everything's covered. So she'll just send those to me for the money, and I'll send the money, and then I got my, the last one we did was successful, and I got my money plus the interest that I charged. So it was real simple, real easy, and no problems there. Even when the deal fell through, I still got my money back. So
yeah,
So
Gwen's
let me
thorough.
ask you this question.
mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Just have a quick question for clarification. Listening to Nate talk, he said that, hey, you all asked for certain information about the deal. And then from there, you'll decide whether or not you want to give the EMD to that person. Since you've already funded somebody before, what type of questions, did you ask for and everything to say, hey, yes, I don't mind funding this EMD? Does that make sense?
Yeah, I actually let Gwen, she kind of vetted all those deals, so I trusted her to do that. So and I just read over all the contracts and they look good to me. So that's so that's why I did. But yeah, she's real good at vetting the deals for us.
Yeah,
So
and what she's going to
yeah.
she's going to look at the purchase and sale agreement. She wants to know, she's going to look at, the time frames. Do you have a realistic time frames? For closing, do you have an inspection period? Because she's protecting you as the borrower, just as she's
Yeah,
protecting
that's the other part of this thing. If you're intending on building a business, doing what you're thinking about doing here, okay, this is where you need to be, because if there's any weaknesses to what you're doing, you will find out about it from these experts, and they will help you straighten out and overcome those weaknesses. So every time you come up with a deal, it will go through so long as the parties on the other end aren't screwing things up. Okay. And that's basically all you really need to have in anything that you do here. Now, Gwen, again, she was there with me when this whole thing got started back in 2010. It was the Wild West show. They had this hard money. Now, today's hard money is nothing compared to what it was like back then. And there was no structure. Either it was a crapshoot. With this, there isn't a crapshoot. Either it works or it doesn't. And she will help you get it to the point where it works every time, so long as the other people on the other end aren't a problem. And eventually you'll figure out who those people are too, which is really what you need to get it down to. And this is the place to be because nobody else is doing that. Nobody else will ever do that because they're too greedy. That's the one thing about this outfit that I really take pride in, is the fact that nobody's greedy here.
Right.
There's no
Yeah.
need. There's
Yeah,
no
we're all-
egos here. There's no need for that either. Okay. So that much is totally different. And this is why you're going to succeed if you decide to do this. The other thing is the questions that you're asking, you need to sit down and get with Gwen one-on-one, because she'll take a look at your specific situation, which is really what you need to have the answers to, and tell you if it's going to work or not. She'll help you. She'll advise you. She'll do everything it takes. And that goes for everybody that's in here. Okay. So
Yep.
you're going to have lifetime access once you get that all set up. Stuff that's added is automatically grandfathered in. So it's going to grow with you along with what you're doing. This is not going to be a stagnant program.
And
Yeah,
I did want to say too, I was on the affiliate call with KC yesterday for Life Changing. So they do a lot of commercial, is what you're looking at there. So they do a lot of commercial lending, and it looks like some pretty good deals from what I was seeing. So
Yeah, I was not on that.
yeah,
I'm trying to, guys, I affiliate for Life Changing, like Ginger's in their affiliate program too. They pay you to compensate you for bringing deals to you. I tried not to. Right now, I'm trying not to compete with the people in the group because I'm trying to keep neutral. My goal right now is to build Reindeer, and my back end, as well as Kevin's and Jesse's, is off of the subscriptions. And the subscriptions won't be. I think honestly, out of all the people that join Reindeer, everybody's going to probably take the lifetime option. You know, you got 6 months really. December 31st is so it's $100. The reason is everything goes, that all goes to pay for the expenses. Launching Reindeer, which will be hosted on a platform called LearnDash, like Learn and Dashboard, and it's hosted the API. That's Danny introduced me to that. I was going to use Lightspeed VT. Kevin and Jesse and a few other guys and I were working on that 4 years ago with Lightspeed. It was phenomenal. There's a company called Storm Ventures Group that does it. They do everything, but here I'm able to do it a lot better. Danny's able to host it on Asians Gather, which everybody has an account for. We put our Zooms on Asians Gather, so it becomes almost like an in-house thing. So you won't have to worry about $99 a month, because that'll be like $1,000 a year. You come in, you do $100, you decide to upgrade, you got $299, you know, for your upgrade. It's basically you're covered for life in this thing. There's going to be thousands. I mean, I honestly believe we had Chris Galicki, who's a guy that a good friend of mine. I known him as long as Michael. He's been in real estate investing. He used to live in Denver. He moved to Atlanta when he got married. He put all the numbers together. I believe honestly we are going to reach 10,000 subscribers in 10 years. I've reached every goal. We got 125 associates. We're working on the Reindeer. We're not accepting more than 25 people a month. Also, because we want to keep the quality, we want to keep the resources readily available. So we don't want to have 25 people join today, and then I don't have. I need to make sure I have lenders. So we just with Ryan, with Jackson, we just increased the lender capacity for EMD. Yeah, Life Changing is very deep. They got capacity, big time capacity. They can do a lot of deals. Our other people can do a lot of deals. Everybody in our group can. We've got a lot of experience. If you guys need help with acquisitions, you got MJ, you got Michael can help you with acquisition. Sean can help you if you're trying to acquire things. He can give you some good advice. And you know, like I said, he's worked with Pippa, who's brand new. In April, Pippa's on her sixth deal, and she'll do 6 either way, 6 flips and 6 probably rental properties by the end of the year. That's phenomenal. I don't know, like Ryan came into the EMD and Gap Lane 2 weeks ago. He's got 4 deals already that he's funded. So that's a phenomenal opportunity. So like I said, our people you get to know. So it's not like you're applying to somebody new. And if there's somebody in the group that you feel stronger about, you get to know them on the Zoom, Sheena. So you get to know them. You get to know them well, and everybody's friends. And I mean, Ginger and Sean and all them, they can attest that we have a good time on the Zoom. Sometimes we go a little off, and then we come back. You know,
Yeah.
we have a good time. I mean, you want to know. I mean, you want to know kind of what people are doing and they're off because it helps, you know, a little bit. You get a little more want to help people when you know what they're doing with their life. That hey, they're trying to build their income, their cash flow, build their wealth. You know, what do they do? Where do they live? You know, things like that. People know. Like Ari and I both have fire backgrounds. So Ari and I joke a lot of times. People will be like, "Oh, here goes Nate and Ari again talking about fire stuff." Yeah, I talk about my hometown a lot. Kevin can tell you, like Danny, the top realtor, he has to compete. We have houses in my community right now in the market for 15-20 million dollars in my community. I went to high school with Trey Parker from South Park, so it's like a very unique community. So it's very affluent. But Danny has to compete as a one-man brokerage. So your account alone with Agents Gather, if you come in at $100 to do the down payment, you're considering the lifetime with a subscription, which you can also cancel anytime. You can't do that you can't do that if you sign up with anybody else's Gator group or things like that. You pay 1,500, 2,500. Good luck getting a refund. You won't get one. With ours, you'll be able to just cancel, and it's like Hulu or whatever. They might get the little screen that said, "Hey, is this, do you want to reconsider? What are the reasons?" And we're gonna put that in just because we want a little bit of feedback. But if you say no, I'm done. We're cool. It's like we're gonna have 10,000 people at some point. The beauty of having 125 and 125, and I call them plank owners, which is a term I borrowed from the Navy. Plank owners are they're the sailors on the very when a ship is brand new. They just put out what the USS Ford aircraft carrier like a couple of years ago. I think it was like 5 or 6 years ago because I think Trump was president when they.
Hey, did you see behind me, like my plank owner
Yeah.
stuff?
Oh, is that your plank owner?
Well,
Oh,
I
you
think
got.
that, yeah, I think,
Is
yeah,
that your
that's
plank
plank.
owner?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Ginger's a plank owner in the Navy.
Yeah.
So I just
Mhm.
borrowed the term. I was in the Army. It's the first people in the group. So if you're a plank owner in this, you get how many thousands of people, hundreds of people. Even if we don't reach 10,000, we're gonna reach. Because people said 125 and 125. We're getting people. There's we have a lot of interest and a lot of people hit me up every day, and I want to be able to have a one-stop shop. And people have heard me talk. People have been on the Zooms, and people have come to me later on and said, "I've seen you for I've watched you for a year," and said, "You're like the realest person. You're out there doing it." I'm in my I call it live from the outback. At 7:50 every morning, I'm sitting in front, going to get my coffee, my breakfast, and I'm sitting in my Subaru Outback. People used to think I was like in Australia. People actually will think that I'm like driving. They're like, "Hey, you shouldn't be driving when you do that." It's like, "Do you see the fence behind me?" So I try to be personable. I want to come out there and do my daily thoughts. I don't do those on Sunday. I make sure people can sleep in. I want you guys to know. I want everybody to know what's going on and what kind of trends are going on. I'm always going to be visible and active with this group, even when I'm having to do, the ads like you see all the people do the sponsored ads. Unfortunately, I'll have to do that to get to where we're at. And I've got some people already in the group that want to help with those. People want to come out and speak. Willie comes out all the time and posts all the time, but he's like, "You got to get in this group. You got to get in this group." Willie says the best group is in, and he works with Cameron. Willie's the guy you can come in and talk to right away when you join, and he'll give you the straight scoop, and he's a great guy. And you love his Mr. Furley, um, memes and stuff from Three's Company. He calls him the greatest landlord in the world. Mr. Furley on Three's Company. Behind Knots. So we have a good time and we like real estate, and everybody in our group is real estate investor. There's nobody in here that's an influencer. These aren't people that were recruited to go and sell a program, or you got a lot of places that I mean, I know Kevin and Ginger and I all have gone through Kogo and Lee Arnold, and it's like they don't they have real people teach you their courses. We have real people mentoring, working with you. They're not influencers. They're not people that are just getting commissioned they don't have any background or experience. Everybody in our group is 100% real. They're actually doing it. And so what we're doing with the learning modules is we're going to recruit people that I call guides. Guides are people like I'm looking at like the adjunct professor from a community college or a trade school. I took fire science programs. After I got the Army, I eventually became a fire chief and fire investigator. I was taking my fire science courses at Red Rocks Community College with my GI Bill, and I basically had guys from Denver Fire Department, Aurora Fire Department in Colorado, West Metro, all these guys. A lot of them were like guys that were fire chiefs, fire marshals, investigators, all that. those are the guys I wanted teaching because they're out there putting those fires out. And we're gonna layer it. We're gonna have those people that have a couple of years of experience and they're really good and they've learned a lot. They're innovators, and some people that are even more experienced. We're gonna have a couple of different layers of guides, so everybody gets multifamily. You know, if you're looking to do your 5 and up units, you can talk. You know, you get comfortable. You could be a guide, and the guides will actually get compensated as well from subscriptions. You know, evenly. You know, the most active guides, and we'll be able to build communities and organizations. So you're going to see Reindeer transform into a huge community of communities and organizations and multifamily, and people can go and get, you know, you want to do ground up new construction, you can do it. You want to do multifamily, you can do it. Our thing is, I call it where the air is crisp, and it's a term I came out of. It's actually a comedy movie like 20 years ago that I saw. But we want to have it, you know, we want to have an opportunity where people come in and there's like no BS. And I posted a meme lately called, you know, it's to paraphrase. I'm probably going to hack it up. We're flooded with information, but we're deprived of wisdom. What we want to do is we want to have wisdom, and our group was wisdom because a lot of people are been there, done that. People are very upfront. You know, if you got a problem, you know, if you've had an issue with the rehab, come talk about it and let's make sure you don't have it again. We've got the we've got the downloads, we've got the analyzers, the calculators, even scope of work. People will need scope of work. We had a discussion I saw with Gwen and one of our other people today. She made a typo. Gwen was able to fix her typo, go back to the lender because the lender is like, why do you need 9 months for rehab? It's supposed to be 2 months or something like 90. She meant to put 90 days for like 3 months maximum, and she put 9 without the O. So all of a sudden, the lender thought she was looking to borrow money for 9 months, which he wasn't going to do. He's a short-term lender for EMD. So that was a lender that came back and asked that. So Gwen's able to fix a lot of stuff. She'll ask questions before it ever goes to like Ginger to evaluate whether she wants to loan money. Gwen's vetted it. Gwen's moved she's moved billions of dollars for the Federal Reserve. There's a lot of paperwork involved. She'll catch it. She's caught a lot of things that I've asked her about it. So yeah, there's Ginger's number. You got any questions for her? Everybody in this group is there to help you. If you got if you need something, somebody's probably done it. And so we try to direct traffic. I encourage people to post in the group what they're looking for and then tag me, and then I can start directing. You know, if I need Sean to help you, I'm gonna tag him back. I'm gonna start I'm gonna hit up at Michael. I'm gonna hit up at Ari. I'm gonna try to get the people to you that can help you. They may not be the one who's funded, but they might be able to help you get to the point where you get funded by somebody in our group. I want everything to happen in the group. That's the reason we have it. We're gonna be to a point where we're 100% in house. And I joke about like everybody else in the real estate industry is going to be thinking we're ghosting them. So we're not ghosting them. We're just doing everything in house. It's kind of like we call it the organization. I joked one day. It's kind of like the mob. Like once you're in, you're in. You can't get out. But if you want out, we don't have like Guido coming to visit you. We're just very friendly guys. We're very friendly. I mean, it's like we joke around a lot. We have a good time. We want you to come in and be chill and have a place where you can look forward to coming in instead of like you got to listen to the guru for 2 hours or whatever, and then they tell you, "Hey, you're not taking action." Oh, I went out. Cool. Well, you're not getting a refund. Go read the fine print on some of these gurus. Like, I'm not going to name them. You've heard of all of them, but I'm in bigger pockets. I get in trouble once in a while because I go off on gurus. I have a little T-shirt. People know I made a T-shirt of a Hot Wheels Lamborghini. It has the Hot Wheels package as a little toy Lamborghini. And I said, this is the closest most of these gurus are going to get to a Lamborghini. So I want to make sure Sheena and I know Sean. Hey, Sean, what's up, dude? Haven't talked to you in a while. Sean's come on a few times and talked to us. So we want to make sure everybody feels like you have a family, like you have a place you look forward to going to. If you can't make them every week, I mean, nobody's, we've got, I don't want to say, Doris and Zeke, how many they're probably up there 75, 80 Zooms. They're probably for, I don't know which one's first or second. They kind of come up. Sean, you're getting pretty close. You're up there 40, 50 probably. We got some people that have 50, 50 plus Zooms. That's a lot of experience, a lot of discussion, a lot of opportunity. And we try to, make sure that, with these organizations and communities, we're going to be setting up on LearnDash. People can run their own eventually, have a multifamily group, and eventually, we'll have stuff going on there probably 24/7. We'll have discussion groups, we'll have chat groups, we'll have all kinds there's a lot of stuff we can do with LearnDash. And so you have a multifamily group, and if you're putting a deal together, you need help, and you got people to go to, and you know, they may not get back to you at 2 o'clock in the morning, but if you put a post up there, they might get back to you at 8 o'clock. They might get back to you at 9 o'clock and help you with that problem and help you with that underwriting. And then you got people that can go through it and make sure it's right. And then the lenders. Then you got Glenn, you got Brian, you got Ari, you got Jackson, you got Paul. You know, on the EMD and Gap side, you got Life Changing, and you got Willie and Cameron and their group. I mean, literally, guys. Like I said, I'm just going to keep repeating myself. This all happened organically to, you know, people who remember me. I've had people that come on and 3 or 4 months later they come on and holy crap, you've added so much capacity. I mean, it's like this all just keeps we keep getting stuff brought to us that we can add and it's all usable. There's very little, like Michael and I are talking about a program for like almost like an intermediate level. You don't need the long-term funding, but you can't use short-term funding. You got to have something in the middle to help you get some deals done. Um, so, you know, he's putting that together. So we've got a lot of people that can put their own programs together, and then you guys can actually benefit from that because, you know, like Bill from London does slow flips. You know, the only thing you got to realize that obviously in London, he's, you know, well, it's worse because Hugo Fisher is in Belgium. So when we were doing a Zoom at 5 o'clock my time, it was 2 o'clock in the morning there. So we're kind of mindful of that. I don't even want to think what Helena or Ashu's in Pakistan, what the time frame, what the time difference is in Pakistan. She's from Texas. Her family's from Pakistan. She's back there taking care of family stuff. So we got people all over the country, and obviously Jennifer's up in Canada, stuff like that. So you just got to realize with Bill that, you know, all the terminology is different, but he's talking about the same stuff. You just got to use, you know, flats instead of houses and apartments, you know, things like that, you know, castles, houses. Just kidding. I want to put an offer out on Buckingham. Like, hey, Chuck, you don't need it anymore, do you? I don't know. His family's getting a little bit smaller. Somebody actually got upset one day on Facebook because I referred to King Charles as Chuck, King Chuck. I was like, everybody here in the group knows my sense of humor. It's what gets me through all this stuff. And Kevin can tell you guys we've been through COVID. Kind of almost took a toll on us because we'd be year 3 of construction right now in Blue Sky, and that was going to be a 112-story luxury high rise. If you guys look at the Denver skyline, and there's a building, I can actually point it out if you guys ever want to see it. It's kind of, I drove by the other day and I got depressed because I'm like, you know what? We'd be in year 3 of construction right now. And I was going to own 0.5% of that, and it was going to be valued over $1 billion. That was a nice little $50 million I'm missing out on thanks to COVID. But yeah, I want to just make sure, you know, you feel welcome. So Sheena and Shauna, if you guys definitely want to, you know, you can talk to me later. Like I said, Ginger and Michael shared their numbers with you. We make you feel comfortable right away. We give everybody, all the new people get introduced first, and you get every night we ask people what they're working on. You know, I'll do a general housekeeping thing, what's going on, what I'm doing, what I'm working on for Reindeer. Give the update on, you know, because next week it's going to activate finally, and I'm going to be loading videos that I make, and it's going to take me the rest of the year to get the videos up. Subscriptions will start in October. All the Reindeer, the plank owners will have to make a decision by the end of January. I mean, the end of December. Renew, get lifetime, or just save subscriber if you like it and you just want to. But $2.99, you know, we try to price this so people have a good deal. So yeah, so people have a good, you know, we want people to feel comfortable. We want you to make it, you know, hey, this is the best thing out there, because if the beauty of what we call build and beta is while I'm building it, you guys can beta, you guys can give feedback and say, do we need this? You guys need to do this. Then I can add it while we're building it. So you're not getting a finished product. Thank you, Sheena. I appreciate it. You can reach out to me, and if you want to join, let me know. I can send you the link and I can get you in by tomorrow night. The Zoom. We have a Zoom tomorrow night at 5 o'clock. Mondays and Thursdays. And then our next holiday break will of course be Labor Day weekend. We won't do Monday or Wednesday, Thursday that week. Because we got everything out. We got National Slurpee Day, also known as my birthday, out of the way. I did have 4 Slurpees, just so you guys know, all free last week on Thursday. So let me see, Michael, are you able to, do you want to kind of update real quick, give a real quick thing? Yeah, I'll send you the link. I'll send you the payment link. I send it now through Yeah, just email me or text me on Messenger. Message me your email and I'll send you the link through email to PayPal. And it gives you PayPal, Venmo, or a credit card or debit card. It's $100. You get in, and then I give you the Zoom for tomorrow. And then you're in. I give you a couple other links. You're in. You're 100%. So let me see if Michael's on before we pick off. I know he's still on, but hey, able to. If not, I'll get him to talk tomorrow. Hey, can you update us real quick on what you're working on? If he's no, I see him there under the fan.
Getting dizzy with that fan.
I know. I'm starting to go. I just tried to text me as a guy back to me. He's working on an intermediate thing for funding. Like I said, it's supposed to be like it's part of GAP or EMD. Like it's to get you through that middle that a lot of lenders don't offer right now. Because then you got to go straight into funding, like regular lending. So it's like he's working on that. He's doing a lot of deals with MJ, and he's done three of Ryan's joined our group 2 weeks ago. The new EMD guy. He's done his first 4 deals. He's three of them with Michael, and I think 2 of those with MJ. MJ's got a lot of good deals, but we got a lot of people out with the hurricanes still. Like Janelle and Justin, her husband, are out. They're dealing with that. Tam has been dealing with that. MJ's been dealing with that. A lot of them don't have power.
It's a mess.
No, it's like horrible. And it's like,
Yeah.
a lot of some of the life-changing people I think
Yeah.
are affected. You were on that call. I wanted to be, but I'm still trying to keep, like I got my link and he's going to give me a link that's basically going to let me also kind of know what's going on with everybody in the group that's in the group. Just
Oh,
so,
okay, good.
and I'm not making anything off of you guys. It's just kind of so, because I brought you into it. It's just
Yeah.
It's kind of justification to the Ryan and, his bosses, because they paid for, they brought in, they let a lot of people in the group into our group.
Mhm.
So that's kind of them. So yeah, it's awesome. I'm just trying not to compete. I'd rather
Yeah.
give, because I'm going to make a lot of money off Reindeer, obviously.
Well, I
Hopefully.
asked him if he was going to record it. He said, yeah, because I was trying to work with my company too. So yeah, I was trying to listen and do both. So I'm like, yeah, I'm going to have to look over that again.
When are you, so when are you going to go do your master broker stuff?
I was supposed to do it like this week, and then I told her I was just going to do it online myself, just watch some of the others and take the test, because I couldn't take off a whole nother week again to do it,
to go
so
up to
go
Coeur
through,
d'Alene. To go
yeah,
to Coeur d'Alene. I'd
yeah.
love to
So
go to.
You have to update your health insurance because you'll probably get sick again.
I know, right? I don't want to be in the hospital again. I told him I ain't doing that again.
No, at least Lee and Gary take care of their people.
Yeah. So
They're
I
awesome.
just asked them. I said, hey, they were going to let me do it online like this week, and I was like, well, can I just kind of do it at my own pace and then just take the test? And they're like, yes. I said, I just don't have the whole week to be doing that again, right?
When
to take off work.
when you get it, you'll actually be over Kevin and me, because we're still just certified.
Well, they made a mistake and gave me a certificate already, but I know I just got to take the test.
They're never going to be over me because I was in this thing long before he got started.
Yeah.
I'm just joking.
That's just not going to happen. Not to mention the fact that he had to come to see me in my town. He wasn't even considering coming here to have that auxiliary chat while he had everybody else go to his class. Okay, and then he had his camera going, and we got back from the meeting after lunch, and he pinpoints me and promotes me to everybody out there on the camera. And I'm like, well, we really didn't get a whole lot done today, but we got to start. He didn't like that idea.
Uh-oh.
He was unhappy. It's like, what do you want me to tell him? I can't tell you it's something that didn't happen. I mean, we got a good start, right?
Well, promotion, think about, I don't know, did you ever see me in their testimonials?
Yeah, that's the other thing. He was using that. That was the other thing that he did. Besides the stuff that you guys do on the side, when you get the camera there and you got the little backdrop behind you and you go up there, and you give your little thing. During the event, he'll have that happen too, see? And on rare occasions, and this is one of those things where he pinpointed me and, stood up and did this song and dance routine, which I really didn't have anything for anybody because we were just getting started on discussing it. And this is on the part about doing whole community redevelopment, which is another one of my little things that I've got in my pocket. So if you want to talk about, multifamily and this, that, and the other, I've got you beat by, $1 billion. But it all can be done. And we just weren't ready to talk about it. And I didn't want to expose him to it yet because I didn't want him getting over his skis and he said he didn't think he was going to like me much afterwards. I said, look, I don't want to put you out there in a way that you're not going to be able to handle this. I know you're a good guy, and that's the reason why we're doing this, but I really do want to work with you. So we really haven't talked since then, but it is what it is. I still respect him and everything that they're doing because, he's doing the 506A, he's doing mom and pop fundraising for mom and pop deals, which is probably the hardest way to go about it, but he's the only one that's actually made it work. So
yeah, there's a few people because most of the people are bigger than they're doing it, like Rock and a few other ones are a lot.
Yeah, but the circle of wealth and some of these other things that he's talking about are concepts that actually work, that are made of common sense.
The only person I compare to him is Rod. Rod Cleef's the only person.
Yeah,
Rod's the only one that I compare to Lee as far as those kind of similarities.
And Lee's got a little more, showboat in him than Rod does. Rod's more down to earth, but it's still the same thing, and it's basically what it gets down to.
Well, Rod gets up there in a t-shirt and jeans, and he's like 70, and he's been doing it for 50 years. So it's like, he doesn't have to worry. Nobody ever going to criticize him.
Yeah, Lee's always in a suit.
Yeah, Rod's up there in his t-shirt, and I'm like, cool. I like this guy because it's like I wore a suit. People see me in the suit that I wore to MPLA. Pitbull conference, and I had a suit on for 2 days, and people saw pictures.
Well, you see me in mine when I was up there, at our conference.
I think I got the red shirt and the red tie and the black. So I kind of remind people of George Burns and Oh God, the Devil. When he played the devil. People were like, "Why would you wear a red shirt and a red tie and a black?" And I'm like, I thought I was standing out. I don't know. I mean, no. So they still use me in the system. One of every once in a while, Bigger Pockets comes up and goes, "Hey, you're the Nate Marshall that they talk about on on." I said, "Yeah, they still talk about my $7.2 million deal that I brokered. I made $212,000 commission on my 7th deal ever brokering." And then I was such a rock star at the next funding tour I went to, like 22 of the people signed up for a private money broker when normally about 7 or 8 sign up for it. So I couldn't go back to the next one because I didn't want so many people signing, nobody signed up for anything else. So I kind of and then the pandemic happened. But no, I love Lee. I'm really happy they took care of you on that and letting you take it because Master Broker is something
they're real cool about that.
I was going to go to Master Broker during COVID and that got canceled. But I ended up just doing this now, and this is a lot better for me. I'm enjoying it. So, Michael was in the picture for a second. Let me try to get.
I think we lost him again.
It's like we're talking. He's like,
we're talking.
He's in Florida where it's like 100 degrees plus humidity.
Well, it was hot here in Texas, but it rained today. We got a little rain while ago. Like, yay, cooled it up.
We got 4 days of 100 degrees last weekend, and that's in Denver. It's hot, but it's
man.
It's not hot like Iraq at 119. You got to wear body armor.
Yeah.
And then today, I guess all the jokes about sloped roofs. I was like, geez, that Secret Service director is never going to live that comment down.
No.
Because I posted immediately, hey, doesn't the White House have a sloped roof?
I know. Right?
The one roof.
It shows the sky like
yeah, like no, I'm like, why? Like, isn't that the roof those guys spend the most of their time in their career on? Is the White House roof?
Mm-hmm.
And that's got a sloped roof going this way, and then the long one. I don't think they don't have one of the portico or the wings, west wing and east wing. But yeah, I was like, man, that's going on with that deal. I don't like to talk politics, but it's just a stupid comment for
that was
yeah.
But I'm not going out there yet. No,
I don't know. If not, I'll get them to talk about it tomorrow.
All right. Well, I got to drop, guys. So.
Yeah, I got it. I think we're pretty good. Let me see. Hey, Sean, what's going on, Sean Lou? See, try to get you unmuted, dude. I know you come back and forth every couple months. So I've been trying to get Sean in for like 2 years.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, Sheena, if I'll just text me your or use Messenger. Just message me your email address, and I'll send you that link and get you on board, and you're ready to go tomorrow night on Zoom. I'll get you introduction. I'll get you into the compound, which is our main group, 140 something people right now. And then when you're ready to rock and roll, we can start. I'll make the intro to everybody that can help you with those kind of deals.
I understand. Well, thank you all very much.
Okay, I appreciate you coming on. And like I said, then I'll send you a couple things in email, even though once you're in the group, you can download them. I just make sure, I tell everybody if they're on, I'll email them the gift. Actually, no, I do actually have your email. I have it through Zoom. So let me go ahead. I'll go ahead and send that, and then I'll send the gift to you tonight. Everybody else has it already because
No.
it's downloadable. I just make sure I
Okay.
give you guys. I give you. It's something cool just to call your business. It's just it's an Excel spreadsheet that you can track all
Yeah,
your.
you should be able to get what you want to get done here and then some. Hopefully, you'll be able to grow into other areas in real estate other than just what you're talking about. Be able to actually set yourself up where you're really comfortable and it becomes a everyday thing for you. But not lose the excitement of it, of course. But there's a lot to be learned, and as things change, we change with it, so it doesn't become stagnant either.
Hey, Michael, while you're
And
on
you
real
may
quick,
very well be one of our leaders. Who knows?
do you want to real quick update us on what you're working on? Give us like the Cliff Notes version.
Sorry, I had to deal with my daughter real quick. Okay. So yeah, I'm working on a few things, guys. An extended transactional funding program, which means you guys can come, and I've got several partners within our group that I'll be working with as well to coordinate it. But it's a program that you guys can lend with us, with myself and my fiance. The loans will go 30 days or a couple weeks, even all the way to 6 months. And basically, to be extended transactional funding instead of 1 day funding. And you guys can use that, say if a mortgage company wants seasoning or they want, something different, then, maybe the house just needs a quick paint job and some flooring, and, you can throw a wrencher in it, just to get that seasoning, and then refi out within 6 months. So we can discuss, interest rates and, different kinds of things that we got going on with it. So, there's that. And then I'm working on a few other things. So I haven't had a chance to talk to Nate about those other two things yet, but I will be in the near future.
Yeah, and then I'll set up a call with you, me and Kevin and Jesse, so we
Yep.
can hash those out.
What's your max on that? Just out of curiosity, what are you looking at, or you think you're going to be looking at?
It doesn't matter, man. Sky's the limit on something like that, Kevin. And there's other guys that are going to want to, probably be the funding behind this and the capital behind it, to work together, and, make a nice, interest rate with, some points or whatever we decide to come up with as a team. But, I've got experience with it. I've actually used extended transactional funding in the past from another party, but he is no longer in the business, has since retired. So perfect opportunity for me to take that program and go nationwide with it.
Can you do 8 figures?
We can, if we get the right stuff behind us. Yeah, if we get the right capital behind us. Yeah, I mean, I would even be willing to, have basically a fund, fund me on the program, and then yeah, I would definitely be okay with that. I mean, we could definitely, I would entertain anything with it.
How long would it take you to get that together? That 8 figures.
Not long. I mean, obviously we got to go into, the pool and look and see who wants to, be in a project like that, long term. But I know that I would definitely be using it on a regular basis, this program. And, there's a handful of other investors that are interested in it as well. And I just need more capital behind me on it.
Well, why don't you give me a ring? Nate will get you my phone number, and I'll give you an idea of what I got in mind here.
Yeah, and obviously I'm getting married in December. I'll introduce you to Jeannie. She's also getting her license reinstated here in the state of Florida, so she brings value to the group too, as a licensed agent in the state of Florida, and a 7-year investor. And then I've been in the business over 20 years. So, and Nate's known me as long as he's been in the business. So,
right.
I knew Michael back when I was talking to Victor, who's was going to be my partner, the guy that his wife took him into divorce for half the money on a $2 million deal, and yeah, no, it's not pretty what happened.
yeah. So, Kevin, when would you like to set that conversation?
Yeah.
Oh, about 10 minutes from now.
Okay, we can do that.
That'll work.
We can do that. I've talked to other people in this group at midnight before, so
Oh yeah, I know how that works. So let's see here if I can pull this
One
up.
that would be one Mr. Sean Doolittle who would call it
And
2 o'clock in the
what
morning.
about Kevin, what about another launch, Nate? And this is something we haven't really talked about. We mention it all the time, but what about doing a working capital to give these guys some cash reserves sitting in the bank, sitting in somewhere. That way, if they need it for a rainy day or advertising or, to get more people into Nate's program or whatever they might want to use the funds for instead of going, because what we're finding is a lot of credit challenges, man. Still, I mean, people,
Well,
people said they've came in, in 2008, we all made it through that, but you got other people that just want to get into the programs and they don't have the money, but they've got the whereabouts and you could put, like, I told Nate another program I could do is, like, they want to come into Reindeer or a different program, maybe eventually, here pretty soon, I take care of the first 100. I make them do, I make them, be active after they've got so many Zooms under their belt, after they show us this, that it's working and that they're actually working the business. Then, we can talk about other things. But, a lot of
well,
some people,
we're open to that. It's just we need somebody like yourself that knows how to manage that kind of situation and can make that work. Um,
I definitely do.
well,
Yeah.
then we may just we'll get something set up. We can talk about that in about 10 minutes. I'll give you the history, and then you can get with Nate later and work out all the details. But that's something that wouldn't be hard to do at all right now. So
Okay. All right.
I
What
sent you my
about,
number on the chat there. So
huh?
I sent my number there on my chat. You should have it
Okay.
there.
All right. I'll look at it. If anything, Nate's got me on speed dial on Messenger, so he can send it through Messenger too. But anyway, yeah, I mean, whatever we got to do to make deals happen, make things happen. I mean, biggest thing is, like I said, people are lacking working capital and credit partners and people that can show verified, funds, POFs and, legit POFs at that. And,
It's going to get a lot worse too, by the way. And it's through no fault of anybody else. It's just where the system
And
is.
help me if you
But
guys
we have
put that.
ways. We actually have ways of getting around that. We just have to get the infrastructure put together, which is what Nate and I are trying to get done on the sites, and then the funding part. Again, you call me in about 10 minutes. I'll give you the site. I'll give you the rest of the story. Okay, and there's been a lot of behind the scenes work. Even Nate doesn't even know yet. So he thought I disappeared off the face of the earth for a couple months. He didn't know that we
No,
were butt
dude,
off the project for
I
us.
can't get a hold of him, and all of a sudden we got his brother contacting me like I haven't been. I'll go, "Oh, Kevin, have you heard from Kevin?" I'm like, I don't know.
I have been
Finally,
in the
Jesse got a hold of him of all people.
yeah, I've been in the in the bunker working on this other project secretly for the group all this time. So yeah,
Would you be working on it? Would you be working on it with Mr. Terry Stevenson?
No, no, not
and
working with
Kevin,
not
here's the
working
other
with
thing
Scott,
about
not
the,
working with Greg, not working with Kent, not they're working with Dean, not
well,
no.
here's the other thing, Kevin. So there's, that extended transactional program I'm talking about, and I've talked to Jackson about this some, but it's, like down here in Florida, they got one county in particular just south of here. They're selling 50 to 70 houses on the courthouse steps, already done, past the redemption period. I mean, you're talking about the actual
Yeah,
deed.
nobody has a program to fund any of that kind of stuff as it is. That's
No,
totally unfunded.
and that's what I'm saying. I mean, if we had that sitting there for that, I mean, Jeannie, I could go there to that courthouse every week and probably buy a good 5 or 10 and sit back and sell them with owner financing, or give them a program, and even maybe do some of these pad splits or a halfway house with one of them.
Yeah,
Kind of like
it
what,
would be
kind of
hard
like
to do.
what, kind of like what Cameron and Will are doing with single
Yeah,
family.
but a lot
Just
easier.
They get a lot of in-house deals for people.
But
Yeah.
that way's a lot easier than what Cameron's doing.
And that's the thing. I mean, I do handyman services as well and project management, and that's what I'm saying. Some of these guys, it's like Nate said in the past, and ever since I've known him, it's all in the numbers. It's like they say, the proof's in the pudding. And I'm sitting here and I'm like, you know, my EMD guys, I got 3 out with Ryan right now. And the thing is, I mean, the numbers are everything, guys. And, if you just are putting stuff under contract for the sake of putting something under contract, stop, because it's taking away from,
It's got to be structured right, or it won't work. That's all there is to it.
or it's not going to work. And
Yeah.
that's the thing. So what I told a couple people, I'm willing to consult, like for Nate and you and whoever else, as long as the consulting fees are in there. I'm willing to get in an airplane car as long as the lodging and the.
I was thinking about doing the same thing, and I've been leaning in that. That's one of the other things I've been working on, Nate. I was thinking about trying to put something like that together when the time came to support and get behind Reindeer. Once we had the infrastructure all set up and the lessons going and everything else that's going on there that Chris is going to put in there, because we could actually do field support and actually show up and do some walkthroughs. That's the one thing that Lee doesn't do, that if he did, he would actually be over the top on.
Lee Arnold,
all day long. All he does is go out and do funding tours and stuff like that. He really doesn't go out there and send guys to work specifically one-on-one with somebody in a market to develop a market. They have what Ginger's doing, the master broker program, where you're basically brokering the money, but you're not really doing the putting the real estate deals together. And
I think he has some to walk to get that. He does have something now that he takes them there and he walks through the house with them and stuff like that. So
yeah, but it's not the same thing.
Yeah,
and
not
if you
the same,
have
yeah.
something, and we have a big commercial. We have a big commercial property opportunity staring us in the face over the next 60 to 90 days that nobody's talking about. Okay. And there is no way. And basically they're looking for private money to fill in the blank on that. And there's not enough private money to do that. But This gets back to the meeting we had back in 2010. I already know what the playbook is on everything. There's no way that they're going to get away with anything or get around what has to be done here. And that's why I say, give me a call in about 10 minutes and I'll bring you up to the rest of the story. And then with what you're talking about going that extra step, nobody's doing that either. And it basically fills in the rest of the blanks. And some of the other stuff I've got sitting here while Nate's getting the rest of this polished up, it's just going to fold right in with it really easy because
I'll work with Danny on getting Reindeer launched on it because it's going to be on.
And I meet with Danny about once a month and get updates. I'm due to call him again
because the other thing that I thought about doing, and I talked to Nate about this, is, and Nate, correct me if I'm wrong, I think I did mention it to you. We would talk about everything, but I've thought about going through Danny and getting finding a cabin. Log cabin out there in Evergreen, Denver, corridor, and up in the mountains, and say two or three times a year, twice a year, whatever we want to do. We do a cabin, and where I own it, or my LLC owns it. In other words, I don't own it.
If you get $23 million, we'll just get a space up there called Greystone. Okay, it's not that hard. You're not the only one that's thinking about this, okay?
And it's within drone distance. It's within drone distance where I can bother my dad.
Well, what I'm saying is get I want to get a cabin out there so I can, come out there and not only mastermind with Nate, hang out with him and hang out with a celebrity called Nate. But anyway, I mean, maybe he'll buy breakfast. I don't know. But anyway, so I want to come out there, like I said, and then get everybody out there a couple times a year. And then, I'll have properties in different parts of the country. We don't have to go to Colorado every time. We can go. You guys come to Florida. We can go to St. Louis. I mean, St. Louis is a gold.
We'll go to St. Louis. We're not going to go to St. Louis. The reason why St. Louis has all that property is because in 1938 they had 838,000 people in St. Louis. They currently have 210. All the industry's gone. There's nothing to support that market. However, you go to the other side of the state, it's a whole different story, which is where I'm located.
Exactly. So you got, you know, but what I'm getting at is my hometown is 30 minutes east of St. Louis. So, you know,
What? Tour or what's the other one? Dang it. Yeah.
Edwardsville, SIUE.
Yeah. There you go.
Got
I'm
Air
over
Force
here.
Base.
I'm 3 miles west of Harry's house.
Okay. Okay. All right.
Okay. And I'm 2 miles east of his old office. Or 2 miles east of his old office and 3 miles west of his house. How's that?
Yeah. Well, like I said, I really want to introduce you to my better half and give her some peace of mind that we're going to be getting some deals done, because that woman, and she's all, you know, she's excited about my program and stuff. And she told me, she says, honey, it's a gold mine. She goes, that's the gap. She goes, and honestly, it's, you know, you're going to be able to have your gap lenders and your EMD guys. Well, guess what? EMD guys can work with me on putting that together.
Well, you and Gwen will be doing that.
Yeah.
Probably independent
So,
of each other though. Just
Well,
Do
why
what?
don't you and see again? We were in the same meeting. She was one of the Fed officials, and I was
I'm gonna take it off
one of the lay
record because we're
people
getting
that was invited to the meeting.
I'm gonna just take it off record. So.
All right.